Hi guys, it's been a while since I posted here, and that's because I was in the process of moving to another place. I used to live in the forest for the last 2 years, and now I'm moving to the city in Poland. So I had to take care of some stuff, and that's why I couldn't post, but I'm back. And today I'm going to talk to you about the fear of missing out, which is also called FOMO, and why it basically will destroy your whole life if you don't heal from it. And I really mean it. You can actually destroy your life if you engage in FOMO too much. So essentially, if you don't know, FOMO, the fear of missing out, is basically this idea, this feeling that someone out there is living your best life. So what I mean by that is the idea that someone else out there is having a better time than you, or that somewhere out there is a better lifestyle, a lifestyle better suited for you. It's this feeling that you could have made different decisions, that what you chose is not quite right, and you should have done something else with your life instead. Because you feel like you're missing out. You've made some choices, you've made some decisions regarding your life, but you feel like they were wrong and you should have chosen differently. And I'm going to explain to you why this is all a lie. This is all false. This is an illusion created by the modern society and by the media, by the modern culture, but it's all a lie. So essentially the reason why it's all a lie is because everything has its cost. Nothing comes without its downsides. So it doesn't really matter what you choose to do in life, there will always be some downsides to that choice. For example, people who have great careers, they usually don't have much free time. They work all the time, and sometimes their romantic relationships suffer as a result because they are constantly working and they feel this pressure to constantly grow because they have this amazing career that they have to keep. But then again, people who have very simple, stable jobs, obviously they aren't as famous or usually also as wealthy as people who have great careers. And they can get quite bored at their jobs because obviously it's not this exciting career that everybody is dreaming of. Then another aspect, relationships. You can either choose to be with one person forever, start a family, get married and so on, or you can jump from one relationship to another, or you can even decide not to get into any relationships and just hook up with people. And every choice has its downsides. Obviously, if you decide to get married, to stay with one person, you're not going to experience dating multiple people. But then again, if you hook up with strangers, if you go from one relationship to another, you will never experience like the deep bond and the beauty of committing to one person and building your whole life with that one person. Another thing, some people think that they're missing out if they are not traveling. They think that their life is boring because they're staying in one place, they aren't really traveling that much, moving that much. But you need to understand, yes, it's true, if you are staying in one place, you're missing out on the adventures, all the trips that you could have taken. And you're obviously like not experiencing living in different places because you're staying in one place only. But I can tell you from my own experience as someone who has traveled a lot, it's not all it's made out to be. First, let's talk about someone who lives in one place but goes on many trips, travels to many countries. At some point it just gets boring, you get used to it. There just isn't that much left to explore. Once you've seen enough countries, it's like every new country is less exciting than the previous one, you know? Because you've already seen so much. There's this saying that once you've seen 3 cathedrals, it's like you've seen them all. And this kind of applies to different places like beaches, national parks, forests, and so on. At some point it becomes very repetitive. And also, there's this idea, some people think that they would like to be a digital nomad, which basically means working remotely and then moving to different places, living in different places while working remotely. And I think it's awesome because you can experience living in different places. But you need to understand, if you are constantly moving from one place to another, it's like you have no home, you have no roots. You can't really build your life in one place, and there's beauty to that. Like there's beauty to knowing your neighbors, to being able to join a community. You can't really build lifelong friendships if you know that you're going to move out within the next few months. I mean, technically you can, but it's much harder. But if you're staying in one place and your family, the previous generations of your family have all lived in the same place, the same city, it's much easier to build a true community, You know your neighbors. You can go to the gym regular. You don't have to worry that you will lose money on your gym memberships because you are moving away within a few months. So essentially, I've tried this digital nomad lifestyle, and it's not for me because I like to feel rooted in one place. I like to build a stable life in one place. It makes me feel grounded, it makes me feel stable, and it makes me feel like I can pursue my goals because I already have one place. So I don't have to worry about that, I can just focus on my goals instead. And this gives me a sense of peace, which is something that many people who are digital nomads don't really experience in that way. So this was a bit of a side rant, but essentially what I'm trying to tell you is that no matter what you are doing in your life, no matter what you have chosen to do, you may feel like there's a better option out there, but this is all a lie. There's no better life around the corner. Because you think that because you aren't aware of the downsides of the other option, of the other lifestyle. You are comparing your backstage with another person's front stage. You are seeing all the upsides because people tend to only post the upsides on social media without knowing what the downsides are. But you know the downsides of your life. So you need to be very aware of that. You cannot believe in all the stuff that you see on social media because it's all made to appeal to viewers, and it's created with the intention of stirring jealousy in you, which you are not supposed to feel because you know the truth. And also, you need to understand, you cannot run away from problems. It doesn't matter what you choose to do in life, you will always have some issues that you have to solve. So instead of trying to run away from problems, instead of living in this illusion that you can escape your problems, you need to choose the right problems for you. For example, people who don't get married, don't have children, they usually have more time for themselves, they have more money, but they risk being lonely in the future, like in the old age. And on the other hand, some people who decide to start a family, to have kids, obviously they have to sacrifice their time, their money, but there's a bigger chance that they're not going to die alone and they're going to feel more fulfilled in the old age, but rather they will be surrounded by their family. For example, I have decided I want to start a family, I want to have kids, and I'm very aware of the sacrifices that come with that, but I'm choosing these problems over the problem of being lonely and feeling unfulfilled that people who don't have kids might experience. But I'm not pretending that that I'm not going to run into some issues. I'm just choosing the right issues for me. And once you see it this way, you will no longer feel the need to compare your choices with another person's choices, because you will understand that problems, issues are inevitable in life, but you have the power to choose the issues that you want to deal with. See? This is how you should approach life. So let that sink in. And please remember, if there was another lifestyle that was better suited for you, you would have taken the steps towards getting it. If you truly wanted it, you would have already been taking steps towards reaching that lifestyle. So the fact that you haven't actually taken the steps to get there means that you are just pondering about it, you're just thinking that this is all great because you aren't aware of the downsides of that, but you don't actually want that. Because people often say things like, oh, I wish I could travel the world. I mean, you can, it's not like it's illegal, you can travel the world, it's not actually that expensive. But the fact that you haven't made any sacrifices towards doing that means that you probably don't want it as much as you pretend you want it. And there's nothing wrong with that, this is just an example. But you have to be aware what you truly want versus what you think you should want, because the modern culture promotes it. Like I'm saying, if you truly had the burning passion for doing something, you would have already started taking steps towards it. If you're like in the stage where you're just talking about it, you probably don't want it as much as you pretend, because otherwise you would be already in the process of getting it. It's that simple. So if you're only talking about it, you probably don't actually want it that much. And instead of talking about different options in life, you should learn to appreciate what you have, because the other lifestyle, the alternative lifestyle that you think is better suited for you, comes with its downsides also, and you are not experiencing those downsides in your current lifestyle. So you should learn to appreciate your current lifestyle and focus on the upsides of your current lifestyle, but also focus on the downsides of the alternative lifestyle. So you're essentially only seeing the good sides of another person's life and only seeing the bad things in your life. You need to flip that. Focus on what's good in your life versus what's bad in another person's life. That's how you heal from jealousy. That's how you start appreciating your own life. So that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Peace.